losing everything taught me that it's not that big of a deal. When we were kids, we had a kind of a rough financial situation. We moved around a lot. My sister and I moved around a lot, and we always had a place to live, a bed to sleep in, clothes to wear, and a meal to eat. So it wasn't that bad. But we were starting to get on our feet, and in 2012, Hurricane Sandy hit, and we lost everything, every single thing. And we were like, not homeless, but like a fun homeless, you know what I mean? Like, you get to hang out with different people for a little bit, move on, stay your welcome here, and then keep going, So it wasn't too bad. I can't really complain about it, but it did change me a lot as a person. And it made me realize that nothing lasts forever. Even relationships and material objects, especially. So when you're a kid and you come home and that's like the things you think about, I want to go home and play this video game. I want to go home and do this or that, or sit down and just watch this cartoon. Well, that was kind of taken from me at that point. I lost that aspect of my life. And it killed chasing anything materially for me. When I was a kid, my grandmother and I used to go to yard sales. I'm talking like 9, 10, 11, right before Sandy. We would go on yard sales, and like I actually learned how to kind of like haggle, and like I used to get really cool collectibles. I used to be really into all that. I have all the original Game Boys, tons of games, computer parts, all types of collectible stuff. And when that Sandy happened, I realized how meaningless all that stuff was. How the excitement of buying something like that and holding on to it, what that really meant for me. Like what that really turned into was like a short-term happiness. And so when I lost everything the first time, I was like, that's not that bad. Now as an adult, it's like I could lose my car tomorrow and it wouldn't affect me that much. It would suck. It would greatly affect my transportation, but as a person, I'd be able to move on way quicker. And as I got older, I started looking for things that weren't physical. It would be hard to lose. So for example, I joined sports. Sports became a huge part of my life from 8th grade up until my freshman year of college. And I chased that. I chased the perfection of it. I chased every aspect of it because I wanted that to become my identity, and it did. I was a wrestler, heavyweight wrestler, hard nose. I go out there, it's a dog fight. That was my mentality. The harder I worked, the better it would be. The better my life would be if I just put in an extra mile, put in extra reps here, 10 reps a day by yourself, shadow wrestling, things like that. So this all culminated to when I was a freshman in college. I was wrestling in practice. I hear a pop in my knee. I knew it. I'm like, ACL tear. Well, because I was scared. I had pure fear that I was about to lose this community, lose this aspect of my life that was there for me through the worst of my life. After I lost everything physically, objects, I gained a community. I gained something to go a part of. Well, I denied myself for a month. I had a knee injury and kept working on it, and it tore it worse. So I tore my meniscus and ACL fully. And I wrestled on it for a month. And what that taught me was you can't put your faith in those things. You can't put your faith in a community like that. While they're there to help you, and I've made such great long-lasting friends and relationships, there has to be something more. Majority of people I met and knew I don't talk to anymore. I never see again. And they did have an effect on me, but they're not forever. It's not a forever thing. And so when I had to stop wrestling because of my injuries, I was lost. And I didn't really know what to do with myself. So I was looking for another community. I was looking for something else. But I really learned not to put my faith in something of the world, Now, wrestling is not a bad thing to be put in. I'm not saying that. I'm saying to identify yourself as one thing is very bad. Because anything you do is now relying on that. Is relying on how good you do in that thing. So if you're a wrestler, for example, you lose a match, you lost as a person. You have failed in your community, you're a part of, your team, right? And you've failed yourself. That's what it felt like for me, at least. That's how I kind of took losses a lot of times. And that's kind of, so when I lost that fully and then I had to look for a new community, that's why I found Christ. Because when we lost Christ physically in the crucifixion, we gained him spiritually. Now I want to repeat that. When we lost Christ physically, we gained him spiritually. He gave himself as a sacrifice for us, for our sins, just so we can have him the rest of our lives. What have you ever lost that was given back to you in a different form? Right? I've lost everything in my house. Hurricane Sandy came, destroyed everything. All my collectibles, all the cool stuff I've had throughout the years. I never got any of it back. Not in physical form and definitely not in spiritual form. Wrestling. I lost that. I never gained it back in a different way. But Christ, we did gain. We did gain Christ because Christ was more than just a thing of the world. And Christ is forever. Christ's love is forever. And so when you apply yourself to that, when you realize that this world we live in, this is a beautiful forest I'm walking in. Right? And one day it will be gone. Right now in our lifetime, it might not be. My grandkids' lifetime, it could. These trees that seem like they've been here forever, holding down thick roots, they're planted within the earth. But the earth will fall one day. The earth will be gone. So why put your faith in it? Why put your faith in something that does not last forever? I could chop this tree down, it'll be gone. But I can't chop Christ down. Because when he sacrificed himself, we gained him back spiritually.